All right, YouTube says we're live. Today is January 31st, 2020, about approximately 8:18 p.m. Central Time here in Wisconsin. Got Brother Mitchell in the house already. Good to see you, brother. Exactly. Just that little emoji right there. Says it all. There'll be a lot of people headed that way. The Lake of Fire. Wait till some people get in. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing a screen sharing a video. Whoa, everybody just popped up. It's still showing 0 in the house, and you all just popped up. So Brother Mitchell's in the house. Amos Black's in the house. Kim Martin's in the house. How you doing? Sister Minx is in the house. Sports fan. Elsie's in the house. Great to see you. And Sister Renee Vester's in the house. I'm going to give it a little bit more. I'm going to wait. And Sister DB's in the house. Great to see each and every one of you all. I'm going to play this this other YouTuber. I know a lot of y'all know Heavy Duty Country. I'm going to play it. It's about a 5-minute video. I'm going to talk about it. And then I want to discuss what I saw yesterday when it comes to the Florida teen that was body slammed by the school resource officer in Florida and was knocked unconscious and was unconscious all the way till she got to the hospital. But the attorney that her family hired, he's the one that was on the Trayvon Martin case. And the things that he was saying in the press conference that the family had, him speaking was extremely, if they want to talk about racism, he's like an Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson. Not as bad. I'll go with Al Sharpton when it comes to race baiting. And mentions BLM, Black Lives Matter, etc. And I'll talk about the things that he said, and then we'll wrap it up for the night. But very alarming, very disgusting, and full of a lot of BS. Sister Love Pug's in the house. Great to see you. DB, Renee Vester. Did you all, any of y'all get notifications, or you just happen to be scrolling through or trolling through, not trolling, skipping and jumping? Yeah, pretty much. All right, went from 15 now down to 11. Josh H with his new famous line, yo. Oh, I like that emoji there, brother. Sitting out there in shorts with a hold on, what's going on here? All right, you all got notifications. All right, sitting there on a lawn chair, got the shorts on, got the beer in the hand, and got like the I hate to say the word wife beater in the snow. That's pretty funny. Trying to get more people in here, but some people are jumping out. All right, you got a notification as well. Boy, talk about shadow ban. But you know what? I'm more than happy with you all being here because you all are part of this family. Back in the day when, we had 250, 300 people in the chat at one time, that was just too much. When me and Big Precious, we've been doing those Friday night live streams. But anyways, give you all a chance to say hey, hello, all that good stuff. Hope you and David are warm and well. Sister Renee Vester. Everybody say, what's up, David? Hello. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and jump on this. I'm going to share a screen. And after it's over, I'm going to put in my 2 cents and read some of y'all's comments to the best of my ability. And discuss this incite, what do you call it? They're just inciting violence. They're trying so hard. mainstream media, etc., causing further divide. You know, they talked about they talk about unity and all that crap. Let's do it in the house. Great to see you. And guess who we have here? Patriot Angel. I completely did not see you. I wasn't ignoring you at all. You know, I go back in my videos and after they're over, because I can't keep up with the chat because I'm not a great reader like you all. And I saw you several times afterwards saying, hey, locked and loaded. Hey, stupid, look at me. I'm here. It's Patriot Angel. So great to see you. The name threw me off, but great to see you. For real. Kelly Kabuski's in the house. Yes, very horrible. Without further ado, I don't even like saying it like that. Let's get this going here. Come on, full screen.
Touch a child in general, but especially over some political bullshit, you belong under the jail. There isn't a punishment out there that is good enough for that. Well, I'm on the road with Ryan Upchurch right now, and I wanted to just take a moment to talk about something with y'all, because this is the type of stuff that makes my skin crawl. So this woman's name is Ariel Robinson, and she was on a show called The World's Worst Cooks, and I think she won like 25 grand on it. But anyways, when someone is adopted, there's a process that they go through to make sure that this family isn't just going to go beat the shit out of them and leave them in a ditch somewhere. And the system really failed on this one. So this black woman, Ariel Robinson, adopted this white girl and later on beat her to death. Beat her to death. This woman, Ariel Robinson, has posts all over her Twitter with Black Lives Matter stuff, hating on white people, talking about white supremacy and white privilege and all this crap. I still haven't figured out what white privilege is yet. But how is a person who is that politically inclined to talk about Black Lives Matter able to adopt a person who she is online bashing? What happened? You were at a Black Lives Matter rally and you got pissed off and came home and beat the shit out of your daughter? This has to stop. And I said this in the Cannon Hennett video. It's cool if you don't like white people. It's cool if you like Black Lives Matter. I don't judge you. Do your thing. But as soon as you bring children into any of this, you're lower than dirt. You're lower than pond scum, all of it. You know, I had a guy message me on Instagram the other day and he said, man, I really appreciate what you're doing for all the patriots in this country. That's not what this is about. Obviously, I care about our current situation in the nation, but what this is about, it's about molding the next generation. Because right now, every 5-year-old kid or any kid who's still in that mindset of, well, the world's so great, they have no idea what's going on. And once they hit that point where their cognitive ability kicks in and they can start rationalizing stuff, they got to be prepared for it. Because right now, parents are teaching them that rainbow masks are cool, and if you get into a fight, smack them with a dildo type of thing. But that's what this is about. We need to prepare the next generation of people to handle the crap that's going on in America, because the people who are handling it right now in our government and everywhere else, they suck. No backbone, none of it. Even Republicans now are turning. And that's why I think Trump is creating the Patriot Party. I want to quote something from what this woman said. So she's got a picture of her 2 black kids and then I think 2 white kids with them. I'm going to quote this. This is how fucked up this is. I will never have to worry about my white sons, and that makes me happy. What makes me sad is that every worry I don't have for them will be multiplied for my black sons. Until this is fixed, we are not the USA we can be. justice, fairness, and equality for all. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. So she's creating division in her own household. She's got black kids and she's got white kids. And she's already telling the black kids that you have a tougher time than my two other white kids. Well, are you treating them differently? How America is right now, that is a household. That's a family. And they're dividing them. They're saying, y'all are different. And I've always said this, but I'm going to say it again. Your race doesn't matter to me. Where you're from doesn't matter to me. What kind of accent you have doesn't matter to me. How popular you are doesn't matter to me. Do you have real American honorable values? But the point of this video, because I know I'm going to get Black Lives Matter in here and Antifa in here in the left, and I'm going to hurt some feelings. And you know what? I'm good at doing that. So that's fine. Stop bringing kids into your delusions. Leave them out of it. If you want to be a delusional idiot and talk about Black Lives Matter and how it's such a great movement and how they don't do anything wrong and it's just about helping black people, all of your damn donations went to Biden. He's a white.
Have to pause it right there, like I talked about on the last live stream when it comes to BLM, where all that money goes, all the supporters for BLM that are being lied to and think that BLM actually has something to do with caring about Black Lives Matter. They don't care. I'm gonna rewind it just a second, and I mean I'm gonna get on to once this is over, but where all that money's going, all those donations, like I said, they donated like $140 million to Bernie Sanders and $180 million to the Biden administration during the presidency or the election. Pardon me. Think of what all that money could have done to help African American families that are living in poverty every day, that are living in, violent cities. Kids aren't even able to ride their bikes because their parents are afraid they're going to get shot in a drive-by. Where's Black Lives Matter when it comes to that? Nowhere. Nowhere to be found. We're going to discuss that here in a minute.
Movement and how they don't do anything wrong and it's just about helping black people. All of your damn donations went to Biden. He's a white dude. They're children. They don't understand what's going on. And if you put hands on a child, you don't belong in America. You don't belong anywhere.
All right, everybody. Sister Jessie Wessels in the house. Great to see you. Treeland Truce in the house. Valley Girl, great to see you. They are all bought off for their own agendas. Exactly. I just want to see if anybody else jumped in. Carl, but boy, long time no see. Yeah, his name's Big Country. No, Heavy Duty Country. Look, that's his YouTube name. Heavy Duty Country. He's a solid dude from Texas. Got Sister Angel Cortita stopped by to say hi. Not sure if you're still in here. Much love. God bless. West Texas in the house again. Mystic. No sound. There was no sound. Can you all give me a 1 if you can hear me, and if you did, you were able to hear the video? You heard it all? Okay. All right. Thank you. As horrific and sad that poor child was beaten to death, and this whole BLM movement is, a lot of us know that it's definitely organized by these global elites and stuff to create more division. And Jennifer shot me a text and was so right when I got on here. And I told her I was going live, and I was telling her about what I was going to go live about. And it says, "United we stand, divided we fall." Kind of means more right now for the racial divide. Yeah. United we stand, divided we fall. We all know America's in trouble. America's fallen. We're way more divided because of cancel culture, because of uh, BS, fake news, etc. And this um, news article I was reading, and I actually watched the. Now, this, I feel terrible. I saw the video, it made me sick to my stomach. It says, family of Florida teen body slammed by school officer demands his firing. I saw the video. It made me sick to my stomach to seeing that grown man, a school resource officer. There was other ways he could have handled the situation. He slammed this 16-year-old girl. She's African American, and her head hit the concrete so hard you could hear the thud. She was completely knocked unconscious, picked up by ambulance, taken to the hospital where she still remained unconscious. They got her, conscious by the time, she was in the hospital. But the person who took over the case was the same lawyer that was over the Trayvon Martin case. He's just another limelight race baiter. He's another Al Sharpton. And while he was talking to the people in the to the news station, because they were having a press conference, the whole family was there. He starts talking about, you'll never see a school resource officer lay his hands on a pretty white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes. Would never, ever, ever put their hands on a white child. But our black children are being beat up daily and all that, just saying all this nonsense, BS. And then he brings up the fact, he goes, then you've got these crazy white kids that are shooting up schools. You don't see no African Americans shooting up schools and school shootings. You talk about throwing gasoline on the fire, and this is in Florida. I got to look up exactly where it was at in Florida. But anyways, I'll get to that in a minute. But throwing gasoline on the fire, causing more racial divide. He wants nothing more, because then he said, at the end, he said, Black Lives Matter. Well, let me tell you something. When it comes to mass shooting, always go to Chicago. Do you know what a drive-by is? When there's a block party and there's about 60, 70 people out there, jamming, having a block party, the whole neighborhood gets together, and a car goes by and three guys freaking lean out, and one's got a handgun and other's got a, what they call a chopper, or AK-47, and they light up the crowd and shoot, 10, 15, 20 people. That's a mass shooting. Do you know what happens in Chicago when they go driving by at a funeral for some kid that got shot, a gangbanger, and they shoot up the funeral procession as they're coming out of the church? That's a mass shooting. When people are having birthday parties in Chicago, and there's 20, 30 people there, and they're all out there in the front or in the backyard. 3 or 4 guys come running up, pop, 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 pop. Another guy, pop, 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 pop. Another guy with a shotgun, whatever. That's a freaking mass shooting. They want to say drive-by. They want to this and that. They want to sweep all that under the rug. All the killings. What was it, last New Year's? 70 people were shot and killed in one weekend in Chicago. That's mass shooting, mass murder. Never said a word about that. You don't hear Black Lives Matter talk about that. Oh, but the crazy white people, the white kids shooting up the school, and you'll never see a police officer, school resource officer put his hands on a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. That had never happened. They're attacking our children, and that's what they're doing. They're using media to manipulate the minds of the young and the dumb, the woke, so to speak. People in their 20s, 25, 30, They're thinking, they're chanting Black Lives Matter, have no idea that all the money they're sending in, the cause that they're sitting there saying, wearing shirts, Black Lives Matter, they don't realize that the people behind the scenes that are overseeing Black Lives Matter are packing their pockets full of Benjamins by the truckloads. And they don't give two shits about, pardon my French, they don't give two shits about the lives of Black people, Black children. How many kids in Chicago get shot in drive-bys because they're caught up in the middle? They're walking home from school with their friends. They got their backpacks on, they're living in a rough neighborhood. Some guys got beef with this guy, so from another street, another block, and they're gonna roll deep with 3 or 4 in the car, 5, whatever, and they're gonna light up homeboy's house. Well, shoot, there was 3 little kids walking home from school. 2 of them got shot and killed. Is that gonna be all over mainstream media? Now, if it was a car full of white people doing a drive-by, shooting up a Black neighborhood, that would be all over CNN News. That would be all over MSNBC. It would be all over Twitter, etc. I'm not saying that's, if white people did that, they deserve to go to prison. They deserve the death penalty. You shoot and kill a kid I don't care if it's they'll get manslaughter or whatever. You deserve the death penalty as far as I'm concerned. But once again, what's the best thing to do? You pick one thing out. You know how many kids are probably getting their butts slammed onto the ground? And I was thinking of you when I was just saying this. They pull the race card to keep the division, fit the racist narrative. Exactly. They will never talk about the black on black crime. Never. Exactly. Black on black crime. Now, I'm not saying that, African Americans make up 13 to 14% of the population of the United States. They say that 40 to 50% of that population is in prison. But 13 to 14%, and a percentage of that make up 50% of the crimes in the United States. And that's fact. That's fact. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Statistics. Black on black violence, they don't care about it. You're not going to see Black Lives Matter roll deep into these cities and just, give away food, have a food drive, have a huge party, try to talk to different gang members and have them meet up and try to create some dialogue between. No, they don't care. Now, if you start talking to these young jitterbugs, be like, what are you fighting about? Why do you hate this gang? Why do you hate this block? And a lot of times you'll see them say, I don't know. We always have, we always will. How you doing, Sister Just a Vapor? I'm not ignoring any of you all. Did you have surgery? Yeah, I had it December 30th. I got a week and a couple more days, and I'm good to start working out again. So fast healing. Worked out great. Thank you for asking. Before I forget what was on my mind, like I said, you won't see Black Lives Matter in Baltimore. The only time you'll see Black Lives Matter if a white officer shoots a black man or black woman or whatever in fear of his life. Woman, police officer, whatever, male police officer. And then they talk about defund the police, defund the police, defund the police. Ever since they got us wearing these masks and stuff for COVID, the strong armed robbery cases have increased 700% in the United States. 700%. That's just I'm not saying black people. I'm just saying whites, Hispanics, black, Native American like me. The crime has gone up so much higher. And you got New York now that's, no cash bail. Means you can go up to somebody and beat them half to death with a baseball bat, you can beat them into a coma. You go to jail and you turn around. It's called a signature bond, and you tell them, yeah, I'll come back for court. I ain't coming back. You're not going to see all that money. People, I'm not anybody that hears this and they think, oh, you stupid cracker. Well, you call me stupid native, American if you want. Well, you can call me cracker. You can call me fat ass. I don't care. That money that you're sending to Black Lives Matter, all it's doing is causing your kids to believe a false narrative that everybody around them is racist and hate them. My grandchild, beautiful, handsome. I won't show him on the picture. He's mixed. Well, not mixed, but he's mixed, who's it? I'd have to ask her. I'm not putting all her stuff out here, Puerto Rican, but I don't. This whole thing that all Trump supporters or all conservatives or even, not just all white people in general are racist, white supremacists. That's what they're, this is all about. Why would they pick out of everything that happens every day, all the murders, all the shootings, all across the United States, why would they pick a story and run with it and make it go globally and nationally all over Twitter, all over Instagram, all over, of this 16-year-old girl getting body slammed by a resource police officer? You know how many women I've seen? I've watched cops. I've watched dash cam videos where cops freaking throw women straight in their face, yank them out because they're fighting with them. And, it doesn't, it's such BS. And in the times we're living in very prophetic days. Do I see it ever getting any better? No. The Bible tells us so. I mean, you put the dots together, all the scriptures, we are living in very, 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 very prophetic days. Very. Like I said, this shirt here, not today, Satan. Well, Satan's on overdrive right now, simply because he knows his time is short. So, just want to come on here and everybody, if you have time and if you've run into, I hate even just saying black or African American. It should just be all a human race, all God's children. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't fit their narrative anyways. It's not politically correct. They would rather us be that, they want us divided, order out of chaos, create all these riots. They're trying so hard to cause this riot. They want Black Lives Matter down there so bad. See what part of Florida, because I read about it, and I believe the school resource officer needs to be fired and further looked at and possibly do some jail time, because what he did to that girl, I don't care. And all she was doing was arguing, but he did pick her up and slammed her with all his might, and her head bounced off the concrete, and you can hear it. She looked like she was dead. Her whole body went limp. And this is that's the picture of her. Pretty young girl, just, probably having a bad day, getting in an argument, this and that. You do not manhandle children. They just bounced up. There is no need to better ways to handle a child. And yes, Sister Angel Cortita, you know all about that. As you all know, she's a law enforcement officer and she works with children. Give me 3 minutes with the school officer. Yeah. I know you'd probably body slam his ass. Hog time. But This family wants justice. Now you got this. I can't never remember his name, but every time I see him, he makes my skin crawl. Not because he's an African American, but he spews hate. He sounds just like freaking Al Sharpton. Everything he's. I mean, it's God. It makes me something. If I were to listen to him for 24 hours straight, I probably would want to go out and start freaking join. I'd probably want to join Black Lives Matter and say all white people are racist, because they, it's almost like being programmed. It's nothing but hate, not all white people are white supremacists. Trump supporters are white supremacists. Conservatives are white supremacists. I mean, how can you tell a black man that he's a white supremacist because he voted for Trump? That makes no freaking sense. How do you tell a Mexican that he's white supremacist because he voted for Trump? Total ignorance. A Chinese man, Asian man. Oh, you voted for Trump, you're a white supremacist. You, you know, you hate all other races. Uh, but I'm Chinese. Doesn't matter. You hate yourself. Go punch yourself in the face. You're a white supremacist. You hate yourself. Look in the mirror. That makes no sense. But it's total BS. Sister Wake Up's in the chat. Hey, what do you? No excuse. Yeah, that'd be a good hashtag. I don't even know if that is one. No excuse for abuse. Thank you, Justin. Locked and loaded. You don't have to thank me. If you want, again, if anybody new comes in and they see the comments, I've missed everybody's comments. Hopefully, you're talking amongst yourself about me ranting for a little bit. But once again, I'll say it again, that he shouldn't even be. He doesn't even care about this. He don't care about this 16-year-old girl. He cares about the limelight he's getting in. Do y'all know what the word limelight means? Where it came from? Back in the 20s or the 30s when movies first started, coming out, the, black and white, but, not the silent movies, but the lighting, for these movies, they wanted a certain color or whatever, and it was called limelight. And I don't know why that just popped in my head. I got sidetracked there for a second, but that's what he wants to be in. He wants to be in the limelight, and he wants money because the next thing, okay, they're gonna fight. He's gonna lose his job, and he deserves to lose his job. Now, what the FDLE, Florida Department, or FDLE, Florida Department of Law Enforcement. They will come in. They'll investigate. They'll investigate him, and they'll decide if they're going to press charges. And like I said, I believe he deserves to do some time. You watch that video, it's very frightening, and you would not want anybody to touch your child that way and slam your daughter on the concrete. If somebody did that in front of me with my daughter, I'd be in prison, and that person would be 6 feet, 6 feet under. But it's here nor there. But when he says that you'll never see a resource officer put his hands on a blonde-haired, blue-eyed young girl, you'll never see a resource officer touch a white teenage boy. But those white teenage boys come in and shoot up the school, and the mass shootings, they're dangerous. Black Lives Matter. And like I said, all those drive-bys in Chicago, Baltimore, New York City, all these places where gangbanging is, Detroit, all that. The drive-by shootings, yes. And they're mass shootings as well. Black people, black on black crime, they're killing each other every day. Why aren't you putting that on mainstream media, BLM? Why aren't you going through the streets of Chicago chanting, whose streets, our streets, whose streets, our streets? We want justice. Why don't, next Saturday, if anybody, supports BLM, next Saturday, Google how many people were killed from this live stream on in Chicago. Get all their names, and I want you all to march down the streets of Chicago and go find the mayor, Mayor Lightfoot. You know, if you can find that troll underneath a bridge or wherever she hangs out, and go down those streets. Whose streets? Our streets. And all that money, those millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that are being donated to you by these big hedge fund corporations and multimillionaires and stuff. Don't give it away to Biden. Don't give it away to all these white elitists, these white women, white men. Keep that money for your people. Like I said, build homes, build playgrounds, build safe playgrounds. If you have to, put bulletproof glass around them. I don't know, something. But no, that money's not there. It's not there for Black lives, to better Black children's lives so they can grow up to be successful. No, it's all a front. It's created by these multimillionaires and billionaires to cause racial divide. So there will be a race war, order out of chaos, get them to where it's so crazy. Then they bring in the military. Then Biden can order, martial law. And next thing you know, we bypass socialism. And, Biden, he's no longer. Then we got Kamala, well, our dictator, the one that says she's a Black woman, the first Black vice president. I might have more African American blood in her than she does. Her mom, full-blooded Indian, Eastern Indian. Her dad, I don't know if he was even half Black, and they were the largest slave owners in Jamaica. So you got 5% African American in you, and all of a sudden now you're the first Black vice president female? Or, what? I don't get how you get to pick and choose what race. I've got Cherokee, Algonquin, and Sioux Indian in me. I think today I'm going to be Algonquin. Yeah, I think this next week I'm going to be Algonquin. And I got a little bit of Welsh Irish in me, so I got the last name. And then, a couple of weeks from now, I'll be an Irishman. Her dad is from Jamaica, and that family at one time owned the most slaves in Jamaica. Kamala Harrison. Tree Lynn Truth says she's 5%. See, if you're 5% African American, Tree Lynn, shoot, if you were to, if you would have ran along Biden, you could have said, hey, I'm the first Black female vice president. But by looking at you, you don't look African American. Can't judge a book by its cover, but doesn't make no sense. Snafu, what's shaking, bacon? Good to see you. I'd rather have kisses than pisses. Laugh out loud. Hey, brother Justin and everyone. Sister Ellie's life's in the house. Good to see you, sister. It's been a while. Kamala, the riots have just begun. Sad. Oh, yeah. Before Biden was elected, and then I'm going to jump off here, she was doing an interview and she was talking about this movement, and how great it was, talking about the violence, talking about the BLM movement, even knowing she was talking about Antifa as well. And she says it'll continue throughout the inauguration and well after it, talking about all these protests and riots. And like we talked about, BLM nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. After George Floyd was killed by that police officer, 63 people have lost their lives. Black Lives Matter, I got a better one for you. All the money you're getting, all the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, why don't you go to where George Floyd was killed and rebuild all the shops that were burnt down? that were owned by African Americans. Rebuild their shops and their stores that they worked hard for, that were burnt down to the ground by Black Lives Matter. And then go into other cities where they burned down cities when they were supposedly peaceful protesting. They were rioting, killing people, beating people, burning down businesses, looting. Use your money, BLM money. Don't give it to the crazy white man, the white supremacist. Give it to the African American families and Asian, whatever. But whoever lost a home or lost a business during all these riots that you all did, the people that follow you and fund you, that's what you should do with the money. Wake up, people. And I'm not talking about many of you all, because you all know. Much love to everybody. Fear no man, never fear death. Get right with God, fight the good fight, and always stay locked and loaded. Much love. I'm going to go afterwards when it loads up, and I'm going to read everybody's comments. Hey, Jenny, long time no see. Just everybody, once again, God bless you as well. Just a vapor. Don't worry, you're going to get raptured out of here soon. Later. And wake up. Are you going live tonight? If she's going live tonight, if y'all are like to stay up late at night or can't sleep, BLM has been taken over by Antifa. Yeah, well, they all, now it's F Biden this, F Biden that, this and that. So it's no longer F Trump, but I'm still waiting on, okay, not tonight, Justin. Okay. All right, so a wake up's not going to be on tonight, a live stream. So I'm glad you let me know, because I was going to say everybody go to your channel. I worked for a dolphin in Daytona Beach, Florida. Nice job, folks. I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida. Pardon my French, it's a shithole. Daytona Beach, Florida is a dookie hole. But all right, much love. Once again, BLM, do some talking, talk to each other. The ones that, that handle the money and the finances, and they say, here, put the money here. No, money's not going to that white cracker. Send that money to the people, the Black lives that matter that you speak of, the business owners. Build up these small communities that you call the hood. Have a whole bunch of painters come in, paint up their houses, clean up some trash, create safe zones for these children that they can ride their bikes without getting shot in a drive-by. That's what Black Lives Matter mean. All lives matter. All lives matter. All right. I got to calm down. Much love, everybody. Once again, fear no man, never fear death. Get right with God, fight the good fight, and always stay locked and loaded. Much love, you all. Great to see each and every one of you all. And might do a live tomorrow as well. Later.